let's pack some airplane bags. Pack the same one as a lot of Disney trips. Have a maybe they're a We are heading out on a quick little weekend Disney trip in a few days, and I am going to be working on packing our airplane bags with all of this fun stuff that I have here. If you're new here, hey, my name is Kayla. I am a boy mom to 3, a homeschooling mom. As you can see, we are in our homeschool room today. I've been homeschooling all 3 of my boys. Their ages are 12, and then I have 2 7-year-olds, and I've been homeschooling them since kindergarten. So we have a very large room in our house full of all of our homeschooling stuff. So that's where I'm coming to you from today. And I love to share all of my family's travel adventures. We love to go to Disney and go on Disney cruises. So I love to share all of that with you guys. I also co-own Simple Magic Travel Company, and I share all of my work adventures as well. If that sounds interesting to you, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stick around and see all the fun that we get to have, including a trip we're getting ready to go on. So let's get rolling. We are flying to Walt Disney World, to Florida, to Orlando. It is not something that we typically do. If you know, you know, we love to drive. We live in Virginia and we still make the drive down to Florida just because we like to have our car and we like to have all of our stuff with us. So I'm gonna bring you along with what we are gonna be bringing on this trip with us and show you how I pack it and all of the things. So let's get going. First, we are flying Spirit, and that is just a way that we're saving for this trip. We are able to kind of splurge on the hotel a little bit more, and when we are pulling back on the price of the flights, and I mean, you really can't beat the price of Spirit, especially because it was the only direct flight available from Richmond. We fly out of Richmond all the way to Orlando. It was the only direct flight that was available for the day that we're traveling, so kind of was a no-brainer. But anyways, we are going to be bringing 5 personal items and 1 carry-on. So 3 out of the 5 of the personal items are going to be my kids' bags, and I'm going to show you all the things that I'm putting in their bags. Now, keep in mind, my kids are 12, and then I have 2 7-year-olds. So we're out of the have to figure out how to entertain the kids on the plane stage and season of parenthood. We are more so in the how can we make sure that they are going to just feel comfortable, especially because we're so used to driving. So this is different for us. I'm gonna go ahead and show you what all we have and how I pack it, how I break things down in case you're flying with older kids, because like I said, we're out of that like keep them busy stage and more into like let's bring what they actually like but pack efficiently stage. So first, they are each gonna have a backpack, and we are just bringing their backpacks. We do a homeschool co-op, and these are the bags that they bring to their co-op. They are a little bit pricey. It's funny because these backpacks were actually more expensive than the flight that we're going on, which is, I don't know how I feel about that, but anyways, these are Pottery Barn kids backpacks, and I do love to splurge on a backpack just because the quality is so good, and kids are rough on backpacks. So we have the Pottery Barn kids one. I definitely recommend, if you can, like if you're a homeschool family like us, or even if you're wanting to prepare for the season, for the next season, look for the sales that these bags go on after school starts, because I got them all on super sale. So anyways, this is for Landon. Landon's bag, he really loves anything car, truck. So he has one that has race cars on it. Carter, he's 12, so he's out of the like character. He doesn't want anything like that. So he just has a gray camo backpack, the same one. It's that Pottery Barn Kids one. Luke has Minecraft. He's big into Minecraft. All of them are, but Luke specifically. So he has a Minecraft Pottery Barn backpack. When we're flying Spirit, I could have really like condensed all of the things down into backpacks and made the kids carry their clothes in their backs, but it was only like $60 each way to pay for a carry-on. So I put all of our clothes in a rolling carry-on suitcase so that my kids could be a little bit more comfortable on the plane and have their things in their backpack, be responsible for their own backpacks, which is gonna be really nice. So let's move on to what exactly is going into each kid's backpack. The twins have the Nintendo Switch Lite. I know, it's a screen. It is what it is. We're on a plane, you're on a tube flying through the air, and sometimes the Switch is just gonna be what it's gonna be. So every kid is gonna bring their Switch. Now, like I said, the twins have the Switch Lights, which are really good for their age. Carter just got the Switch 2 for Christmas, and so he is going to bring his Switch 2, I'm sure, but they all have carrying cases that they slide into. I just stuck it in there just for the sake of checking it off the list. So the first thing every kid's gonna have is a Nintendo Switch. Now, this is not gonna be the first thing that we go for. At 7, I'm still very aware of how much screen time they're getting. Carter's 12. I don't really try to monitor him too much, but regardless, the Switch is not gonna be something that we go to first. The twins are also going to be bringing their tablets. I have theirs in these little carrying cases so that they don't get destroyed because they're 7-year-old boys. They'll bring these. We probably won't use them on the plane. I'm more so thinking about just tablets for just a last resort, just in case. You never know if you're going to be getting delayed or anything. So each kid's going to bring their tablet. Again, screens, I know. Those are the first two. Every kid's gonna have their Switch, every kid's gonna have their tablet, and in addition to that, each kid has their own set of headphones. These ones I think I got on Amazon, and they were super cheap. They've held up really well for us, and they have a multi-purpose use, so I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Carter's are a little bit nicer. Again, he's 12, so he can take care of his things more than the twins can. They're getting there, but you know, 7's just rough. We're rough with things still. So these are a little bit nicer. I don't even know where these are from, but anyways, Carter's gonna have his headphones. The twins each have a set of headphones, and those are gonna be for their Switches, for their tablets, if they're watching a movie, if they're playing the Switch, all the things. Now, the next thing, I said that the headphones were gonna be multi-purpose, and that's because we also use them for probably our favorite things right now. Even more so, well, for 7 and 12-year-old boys, I'm not sure what is more exciting than a Switch, playing video games, but other than that, our most exciting things right now, which are listening to audiobooks, and it sounds crazy, but all 3 of my boys are huge fans of audiobooks right now, but we listen to them different ways. So the twins each have a Yodo player. This is the mini, I think. Yeah, the mini. This is a case that's on it. It's like a silicone case, so they're just white. But each of the twins, Luke's is orange, Landon's is blue, and they have this little hook here that's attached to them so that they can carry them. And what this thing does is I think it's kind of similar to like a Tony's box. My kid, we don't have Tony's, whatever that little box thing. We don't have that. We have Yodo. So it has a little binder for all of the cards that come along with it, and they're little stories. So like we have the prequel trilogy, the original trilogy for Star Wars. We have like 16 Magic Treehouse books, tons of different books. There's Toy Story in there. And what you do is you have these little cards and you slide it in the top, and
you've enjoyed this unabridged
it starts to
Magic Treehouse
read the book.
Number 9.
So cool. So you can actually take the card out of the Yodo box and it remembers where you are. Like that was at the very end of the book, and I just put it in there. So it's really nice because they can like listen to a story and then take the card out, and then put it back in when they're ready to listen to it again. It's so nice. Their headphones, it has like a headphone little port here where they can put their headphones in and listen to a book. It is amazing. We started with one of these. We got it last Christmas, and they've used it so much. They're a little expensive, so like I didn't want to buy 2 right off the gate if they weren't going to be really interested in it. But hello, Alice, one of our kitties, has come to join us, but we ended up just biting the bullet and buying another one here recently so that both of the twins could have their own Yodo player for the flight. So these are definitely coming with us, and the big binder, it zips, full of all of the cards, is also coming with us. My plan for the plane, we did not purchase seats on Spirit, so hopefully the twins, both of them, will get seated with one of us, and we can share the little binder so we're not having to like pass the books back and forth. But anyways, we'll kind of cross that bridge when we get to it. But The twins each have a Yodo, and those are going in their bags so that they have those for the plane. That's going to be our first option, most likely, is going to be bringing out the Yodo. They are loving the Yodo. It's really exciting for them, and I think that it's going to do the trick. Now, for Carter, he does not have a Yodo. We got him this for Christmas. It's like an MP3 player. It looks like a phone. He's 12, he does not have a phone. We don't have plans of getting him a phone anytime soon. So this is gonna do the trick. In the meantime, how do you turn this thing on? There it is. So it has apps on it where he can listen to music. I have our Amazon Music account connected, and it also it's connected to our Audible account. So I just download him some books from Audible, and he can listen to his books or his music or whatever he wants to do on his little MP3 player. His is gold. My guy loves gold, so we got him gold. This was from Amazon, and it was very affordable, and it's been wonderful so far. So if you have like Amazon Music and Audible and you want something for your kids that's not a phone, this is a great option. It also has the headphone jack port. It's got the little hole that you can plug in the thing for the headphones. Obviously, I don't know the right terms, but this is going in Carter's bag, and he is going to, like I said, just like the twins, this is probably gonna be the first thing that we pull out for him, or the first thing he pulls out for himself, because I'm not, like I said, he's 12. He can kind of handle himself on the plane, which is lovely. Okay, so the next things that I have are gonna be for the twins, and I will say, I don't know how they're gonna like these, because they're kind of little for littler kids, for younger kids, but like, I just needed to get it for one more time, one more flight, because no one talks about how sad it is when your kids are no longer excited and about little things like dot markers and like the water wow, Melissa and Doug things. Like, I don't know, maybe they're gonna like it. I will report back, but basically this is a no mess coloring. We're big into coloring, don't get me wrong. But like the cute little things for like the little kids, like nobody talks about how sad it is when your kids are no longer interested in those things. But I am entering into that season of life, and I'm clinging on to one more trip where we can use water wow and it be a really cool thing. So you essentially fill this little guy up with water, and then they can paint or color here. And apparently there's like a surprise picture that comes out. I don't know. We'll see. I got a outer space one. Luke did come up and see this and say, Mom, can I use that? Can I color with that? And I said, not until the plane. So I'm hoping that they're gonna be excited about it. So I have the water wows for each of the twins. This one is like outer space, and this one is trucks, trains, cars, Landon, Luke. So those are all gonna go in their bags, and I'm thinking, my plan is we've got a Yodo going and we're coloring, and they're gonna be happy campers. The next thing is going to be quite possibly the most important thing that I bring on this airplane, and it is going to be the big old bag of snacks. Now, I do not have any kind of fancy tote pouch situation for my kids' snacks. I've got a lovely gallon-sized Ziploc bag, because we're all about practicality here, and that's what works for us. So we have a pretty good grasp on what snacks work for us and what snacks don't. I will say the twins have anaphylactic egg and peanut allergies, so that makes things a little bit more difficult, especially on an airplane, going through the airport. We can't just like go to somewhere and like pick up food. It has to be, we've got to make sure that it's safe for them and all of the things. So we have to make sure that we bring our own snacks. So I'm gonna go over our snacks. I'm also pretty picky about what they eat. I don't wanna say I'm like overly crunchy, but like I'm like mid crunchy. So I have the Annie's Organic. These ones are they're kind of like organic Cheez-Its. Then we have the Bunny Grahams, which are like graham crackers, cookies. They're cookies, let's be real. And then we have the Cheddar Bunnies, which are like organic goldfish. I have these, one of each of them for Carter and Landon. Luke does not like Cheez-Its, so he has two packs of bunnies. And then we have, each kid has 4 of these beef sticks, the mini beef sticks. These are our favorite ones. They're the Archer. and each kid has 4. Then we have these Z-Bar protein. Now, I will say, there is nothing healthy about this snack, but they're good, and they have like 1 gram more of protein than the regular Z-Bars, so, and they're cookies and cream flavor. They're very good. So each kid has 2 of those. Then we have 1 of each of the That's It bars. These are the minis, apple mango, and then we have apple and blueberry. We love these. And then we have, each kid has an applesauce pouch. Carter and Landon have the regular applesauce, and Luke has a strawberry because he does not like the regular applesauce. Do you see a trend here? And then, because why not, I'm dropping things, we have some Annie's gummies. There's 5 of these in there, and I am going to just give them their bag and say, whatever you want, just eat it, because I am not gonna micromanage that on an airplane. Just, if you're hungry, have a snack. So the last thing that I'm gonna have in their airplane bags is going to be a sweatshirt for each of the boys. They're probably going to be wearing this already, but I'm just in case they aren't, that it will be in their backpack. The plane could either be hot or cold. You just never know, but it's never gonna be comfortable. It's either gonna be you're sweating or you're freezing. So we're gonna be prepared. And then the boys have matching Mickey hats that I got off of Etsy. I have them for all 3 of the kids. And then Cameron, my husband, also has one as well. They are so cute. They have a little leather Mickey. I love these so much. And Cameron is very picky about hats, and they are the Richardson hats. He says he really likes these ones, but these have held up for us for a couple of Disney trips, and we can't go to Disney without our Mickey hats. So we're gonna be bringing these on the plane with us as well. So yeah, that's all I have for I say all I have. I feel like I'm pretty prepared for getting on an airplane with a 12-year-old, 2 7-year-olds, getting on an airplane with big kids. It is definitely different than packing with littles. It is a little simpler, which is a lovely season of life to be in. They're so big. They grow so fast. So thank you for hanging out with me today when I am getting ready to pack our airplane bags. I am going to spread all of this stuff back out and place it into the appropriate bag. Do one last minute check to make sure I have everything ready, and then get their airplane bags packed. It's always so much fun sharing what we do and sharing the little tips and tricks that I've learned over the years of traveling with my kiddos. So thank you for hanging out with me today. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Tell me in the comments what you think. Am I missing something? If I am, please tell me. And make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stick around to see all the adventures we go on, including the trip that I'm packing for right now. So thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.